Hi guys, so today we're going to kind of finish up our cases for the my Happy Valentine altered embellishment case, handmade card, and treat swap. I guess I should have brought them out so we can see that. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to make my handmade items today and then just wrap them up, so that's the other part of this. So even though this bag looks bigger, like I said, it's pretty flat. There's a pair of socks in here and then that little stamp set that is my gift, and I put them in this bag just to be cute. I'm not tying like crazy on the top because I do want to add another little treat, but on top of that, if you guys can just like not knot this up too much if you're using something like this, that'd be great, because that way I can open it easier to show people what you sent in. So I have two of those, right? We already went through that. I have a beautiful card here with the envelope blank inside so the person can use it. I did put my, handmade by VianneyCreates on the little label on the back of the card, and that's fine if you have something like that, or if you just want to sign it, or however. Just on the back would be great. And I put it in a plastic sleeve because that's what I like, the way that looks. And I always have those linked in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. We already decorated, again, 3 or more embellishment items. A treat can be handmade, it can be store-bought. If it's store-bought, it needs to be sealed. And I'm saying, like, if you have like candies that are wrapped in foil where you can just pick out to open it, or like a lollipop that's just wrapped in foil, or with that little wrapper that they have, it needs to be the whole sealed bag in that case. Okay, so I know they sell chocolate, like these cute, oh my gosh, at the Dollar Tree, these cute like Valentine bears, and of course that's sealed up by the factory, so it's really taped up, even though it's just like a lollipop with a bag over it, or a chocolate pop, or however you want to call that. So that's fine, but it has to be factory sealed. Okay, nothing that can be opened real easily. What else? Or handmade items again. I mean, this, whatever you like to make, it's gonna be wonderful. So as far as your gift goes, or a treat, I guess I should call it a gift, but I just say a treat because it's just like a little extra something, I don't know. And then your case that's altered and embellished with at least 3 different things aside from your base paper. So obviously we have a ton of things on here with the lace and these chipboard stickers, or I keep calling them chipboard stickers, but anyway, doily, ruffle with the stitching, and this other sticker in the background, some embossing. And both of mine are already set up and filled up with what I'm going to put in there, the store-bought items. Again, 8 store-bought items. I actually have 10, right? 8 and then like 9, 10. So there's a split level on those guys. So I put 2 different things there. And some of them I did put a couple different things just so that they would fit, like the stickers. These are actually die cuts. I thought they were stickers from Hobby Lobby, so they're just hearts with like a gold foil edge. And then those little wood stickers are in there. So not too hectic. Again, I'm going to add some more beads that I had picked up at Michael's in there. I'll probably add some jump rings and some head pins so that people can actually use them if they don't have those things. But today, on the top 4, I don't know why I closed it, we are making our handmade items, okay? So I am going to be using the Cricut a lot today for my handmade items, but they're still made by you, right? So put those things to the side. I do like making rosettes, and today I have a fun new little tool that I picked up on Amazon. Now, they do have a Marvi Uchida paper crimper, basically is what we're looking at, which was like twice the price, and I love Marvi, and I'm sure it's great, but I thought, well, what if it doesn't work for what I want anyway, so I didn't want to spend the money, so I always went with a cheaper one. Look how cute, they even have one that makes hearts. They have, like, for texture, right, which I guess is kind of like an embossing folder. But, some of the things are like, oh, the paper gets real wonky, or those kinds of things. And then this one happens to be the one that does like 1/8 of an inch instead of like 1/4 inches. So I want to try it and we'll see what happens. Went to look for, pretty pink and red and types of papers, and I found this one, and I like a lot of the stuff. I mean, even these little bows are cute for Valentine's, but if I had gone with like a minty and pink look, I would have loved to use something like this, but I did not. So I do have this, so this is really cute. So I'm going for like paper like this. I don't know if I'll use this super pink. Like, this is really pretty too. Oh, I was thinking about this one actually with the dots. In this video, I'm pretty much going to use, like I said, the Cricut most of it. I'm going to show you how I might design something, and I might make a little banner. So that's another thing I'm thinking of. Oh, those are cute. Wow. Okay, let's try this paper. And the spaces, and I didn't measure them for you, but if you measure your little square, actually I think I measured them last time, they're about 1.5 inches. So generally what I did was I did 3/4 inch strips so that when you bring it back around on the rosette, it makes like a 1.5 inch. So we'll see. But like I said, some people's things were like, if you use a small piece of paper in here, it starts getting real wonky. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave this. This is 12 by 12. Let's see the opening on this. It is like 4.5. So let's say 4 inches. No, let's say 3, because otherwise I'd just waste paper, wouldn't I? Well, hold on. The 3/4 and 3/4, that's 1.5. That's 3. Plus another 3/4. We can do 3 3/4 and see. I don't know that I'm going to do a whole 12-inch piece of paper for a small little rosette, you know. So let's do 3 3/4, just so we have a little more paper to go through. And if I was doing this by hand, you guys know I would take this and I would score every 1/4 inch, and then I would cut the strips down, and then go ahead and accordion fold them. But this is a little bit different. Actually, this might not be the smartest thing. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so this is scary. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna start it. Like, I don't know if you have to hold on to it. I guess that's also probably why people's stuff is probably wonky, because if you had to hold this, like, it's kind of scary, you know. But all I did was hold it with my thumb, and it just took it in. So, all right, I'm still gonna kind of guide it though in the back so that it doesn't start doing anything in a weird way. Let's see what happens, guys. What does it look like? Oh, it's the smallest, little, tiniest fold. This might just be cute to make paper with, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna keep going like this, and I'll be right back. That sound isn't the greatest, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm just at the very end here, and this paper is like the heaviest weight paper, but it's heavyweight. This is very small. We'll see what happens. It's worth a try. It feels nice, but hopefully you can kind of see how the paper is kind of doing like that. So, you know, maybe not be the greatest. Okay, so 3/4 inches is kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna take the 3/4 inch off this side instead of trying to measure 3/4 over here. So the first cut should be 3 inches, and then the next one should be 2 1/4. I'm just reducing by 3/4 inches every time. 1 1/2, and then we're gonna get back to where it might get difficult. 1 1/2, and then 3/4. So that's the only one I have to really pay attention to there. And to be honest, this little piece of strip, it's kind of wonky. See how it ended up looking? I may or may not use that. You know what I'm saying? These are going to be nice and pretty much the same because we cut them. So it was good to have a little extra. Again, I think this is going to be too much paper, and the whole thing, and it's so funny because they're like, oh yeah, just use it for rosettes. Like, this is really tight. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. Let's think. Do I really want to go in? And what I think I'm gonna do is still push it every 1/4 inch. It's fine. So every 2, you know, I'm gonna give it a push like this and just start collecting it. No, it's gonna have to be every 2. Yeah, there you go. That's funny. Yeah, that's not gonna work for us. So what I think is every 2 of these little notches, I'm going to try and fold it. This is kind of a nightmare, guys. You know what? That's not gonna work for me. I mean, it will. See how it ends up working anyway? This is very odd. There's some strange stuff. Okay, well, let me work with it. I think I'm just gonna kind of make it a little fussy, because when you stick it down, it still will look really cute. It looks more like a ruffle than it does like a perfect rosette up and down. So I'm just gonna go and crinkle it all the way down, and I'll be right back. Actually putting this closer to my face, it's easier to see like where the little crinkles are, and it's looking nicer. I think 3/4 inches might be a little bit too big for this project though, because I think by the time I actually do it, it's gonna be over 1 1/2 inches. You know, I can tell already. It's just kind of squeezing this together, and you kind of look. It's right there. We'll try. And then again, I didn't want to do a whole 12 inches because I think it's going to be way too big. So I think probably 8 inches worth is probably good. I'm just guessing at that, but I'm kind of there already. And let's see here. Like if I did something like that, and then this guy up and down, the last piece to go down. Again, I'm just making this up as I go along. But I might be able to squeeze it in just to make sure it's smaller than the 1 1/2. And my whole point of even trying this with the smaller crimp was because it's a smaller thing, and I thought, oh, it'd be really cute, but it's not necessary. And also, it doesn't make it as high, right? So these are going to be about 1/4 inch high. When if you did 1/8 inches, it'd be a lot smaller. I don't know how anybody would crimp that and make a rosette like they show in the pictures on Amazon. It's like, that would be impossible, in my opinion. Okay, so if I was to squish this down and keep it really tight, I think I can probably get it within the 1.5 inches. I might only be able to fit 2 in that spot though, so that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna cut the other ones to 8 inches. I might trim a little bit off of them just to make sure they're small, you know. And then I want to cut some hearts and things on the Cricut. I had mentioned that I was gonna make heart-shaped rosettes. What I was gonna do for that one is, you know how I show you guys how to make rosettes with like crepe paper, like streamers. So I would do the whole thing, make it a circle like you do, you know, just the same thing, gather, and then staple it. And then just use a heart die to cut the heart shape, you know? So it was going to be a little bit frilly because of the, what's it called? The crepe paper. Same thing like I usually do. I usually just use a circle to make it perfect, right? So instead of use a circle, use a heart. And then put a little heart die cut over it or whatever. Okay, so let me finish making at least 2 of these because I think only 2 is going to fit in that box, in that space. And I'll be right back. So I just finished that one up. So I have 2 here. Again, I'm going to put them together after I get my other little die cuts because I'm making some die cuts on the Cricut. So I'm going to go to my screen recording right now of what I did with my Cricut design space. But again, dies, whatever it is that you have that makes whatever it is that you're going for in your little handmade area, that'd be great. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's funny because once I got it close to me, it is easier to use, but like, I don't know. Oh well, okay. I'll be back. So I just want to show you the stuff that I came up with for my die cuts and things. I was just trying to see why this looks dark. Hopefully I can get in here. So I always set it to explore on Cricut Design Space just so that you can see everything. A lot of times if you select Joy, it'll show you only the smaller things that you can cut, even though you can resize anything you want to go on the Joy. Or if something has like what's the word, score lines, they won't show you those either sometimes because you can't do the score lines on a Joy. So this is, oh, see, this is something else that I might use in Loaded Birthday Swap, possibly. But this is the Valentine case stuff that I came up with. So I'm going to click Customize because I want to show it to you guys. And then I think I'm going to create what I had mentioned as far as that little banner, just so you see how I would make something like that. So everything you see here, I sized it so it would fit within 1.5 inch square because the little boxes and those containers are about 1.5 inch, like just right at. So like this one, if you were to look at it, you know, you can take the measurements as 1.25 by 1.694. And that's accurate because I did put a little outline on it. And what happens with this die cut, it was actually just the hand, and I did a background piece and outline, so it made it bigger than I would want. So it's a good thing I came in here to check on this because I need to make it smaller, like right there. So I'm looking at my grid marks. I have 1.5 inch would be right here, sorry. And this is smaller than that, and as you can see it's 1.472, so we know that's at least, you know, the size we need. This one I also created, again, just a little bit bigger. Now if you tip these inside of your little container, you might still be okay, but I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Now where are we at? Yeah, just in case. So again, I can get them in there, just maybe tip at a little bit of an angle. And I wanted to place both of these since they're small die cuts, like in the same container space, because those are cute. And again, I asked you not to just make die cuts that are just one single layer, so that's why I added a second layer. It also makes them sturdier for travel and everything. This guy right here is a set. So I made sure that this area, what the envelope size is going to be, is 1.5. So if you can see, it's actually a little smaller because I wanted to really make sure. So like from this score line to this score line, the envelope is smaller than 1.5, which would be there. And in the other direction too, so that's about 1 inch. So then this thing is obviously going to fit inside of here. I didn't have to mess with it. I'm hoping these aren't too small that my machine's just going to eat it up. What I do? Oh, this bow. So for the bow, I want to cut these little guys, and I manipulated the colors. It was all one cut file, one image, and so that way this will be cut from different paper than the bow and the um, tails. And what I did was also again line it up somewhere like right on the grid, because of course if you click on this, it does say 1.54, but they're talking about the actual height of like the whole thing together, like this whole group, not just this little piece. So if I line it up, I can see that I have it at 1 and just smaller than a half inch. So 1.5. And that this should fit inside of this, right? That's the whole point. So again, as a group. And on to change the color of something, since you don't want all color cut from the same paper, all you do is you go to the little group set, you know, and you can just like click on short bow topper and then change the color. And only the color of that thing will be different. See? But I'm going to go back because that's it. And then you would just save it, and it's still a group. It just has a different color, so it won't cut at the same time. It'll cut from a different paper. These guys, I manipulated all of them to fit roughly the 1.5 inch. So like even this little key, if you look at it, it does tell you it's 1.478 by 0.61. So it's just smaller than 1.5 inches, which would be 1.5. This guy, again, 1.488. And so in this little box of stuff, I'm going to include these. I don't know that I'm going to include these. These are so cute. It's like a little tag, and you just put a brad to hold it. But I would have to fold it over, and I don't know. This one's here. I may not use it. So let's create a little like banner for ourselves, and I'll just show you how I would do that, even if I don't include it today. I may or may not reset my screen recording size. I guess I was doing something else, so I pulled this down. So okay, up here it says my stuff, save, explore, and I'm gonna save this one more time because I just manipulated some things, so I'm just gonna save it. And then again, I always have my machine set to explore, and I'm so sorry you didn't see that at the beginning. I hope no one was confused. I talk about that every time I fire this thing up. Okay, so let's say, now I would show you guys how to do this from scratch with shapes. It's kind of a pain. It's kind of the way I did the ruffle. If you saw the paper ruffle video, that's what I would do, is just maybe make a shape, stretch it out. Even any of these shapes can make a little banner kind of thing for you, a pennant. I mean, if you want just a pennant shape, you can definitely just use these guys, and it would be like little triangles. I'm just going to find one of my images and look for a tag or banner. I don't know what they would call it. So I type that in. It's going to show me everything that you can pay for. Yay! No, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do what I've already purchased. You can also click on free. Sometimes if you click on free, it's free if you have access. So that's like, it doesn't work. It'll still tell you can't cut it. So what I'm looking for is like a tag shape that has like the little chevron cut out at the bottom or whatever. Dovetail, should I say. So I'm going to spend a moment looking for something like that, okay? So this can take a long time, especially if it doesn't come up this way. This is more of what I'm thinking of, but I wanted to have a dovetail, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. A tag, you can look up banner. I mean, there's lots of different wordings that might help you find it. If we don't find it, then I guess we will have to work from scratch. You see how that one's so cute? I love it. Oh, like this. Ooh, but I don't like the top, but that's okay. So I'm going to click on that, and I think, oh, okay, I want a heart shape also. I don't know if there's a free heart. Is there a free heart? Let's go to canvas. And let me see if there's a heart that's free. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. So let's take this, and I want to manipulate this. And so what I want to do is cut it. But see, your cut line, I think in the shapes that you buy, you can get cut lines, but you cannot do that over here. So what I do to avoid that or get around it, I'll take like a shape like this one. Is it the same size? They're roughly the same size. And let's put it right there. See how it's just overlapping? I don't really care what's happening here. I'm going to highlight both of them, and I'm going to slice. And I just got rid of that top little tag part I don't care about. So I'll delete these things. You can either click in, click trash can over here, or just press delete on your computer. So I have this piece. I think that's cute. Now, it is 2 inches wide and 2 inches tall, which we do not want. So I'm going to come up here, just manipulate it here, and do 1.47, just a little bit smaller than 1.5. Very good. So we have that one. And what I'm going to do is duplicate this. Now I'm showing you kind of some ways of getting around things. Maybe you do have a banner or a tag or a label that's already this shape and all you have to do is add a score line. But for right now, I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to flip it vertically. And I'm going to put this guy right here, right with it, like so that they're touching. I'm going to highlight both of them. I'm going to align them so that they are centered horizontally, so that they're exactly the same. It looks like they're touching. If they're not touching, we'll see. So now I'm going to click on combine and just weld them or unite, whatever you want to click. It looks like there's still a cut line there. Okay, so let's undo that. I'm going to hold this guy. And see if I can move it down just a little bit. Okay, that's good. And just make sure that's welded. Okay, I guess it was. That's interesting. Okay, so now we have this one piece. And what I want to do is take a score line. Let's see here. Shapes, what am I looking at? Okay, we need the little score line. I'm just showing you how you can make your own little banner if you wanted to. And hopefully this info helps you create other things. So I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. And I'm just going to bring it over here. So that's the score line. I don't know if it's right in the middle because that's where I want it. So I'm going to highlight both of these things together. And I'm going to say align, and I'm going to center vertically. See, I was just off a little tiny bit. Those are already highlighted. I'm just going to make the score line a little bit smaller. Obviously, you can just make it as small as your project, but I'm just eyeballing everything. That's good. I mean, it's obviously a little bit outside the lines. I'm just going to highlight that and attach it. And now we have this piece that when we fold it, it's going to be a little smaller than 1.5 inches and about, let's see, 1.25 inch wide or so. And now I want 4 of these because I'm going to do the word love, let's say. And if you want these to be cut from different color paper, like you just want to be fun about it, you can definitely change the color of the die cut itself. You can say like, I want this one green and this one yellow, or you can just, I would always say you can manipulate the paper obviously on your cutting when you go to cut. But if it's all purple, they're going to all want to cut at the same time. That's the only issue. So you can choose any arbitrary color, doesn't matter. But when you go to cut, you're going to change out your colors. But if they're all the same color, they're going to be on the same mat, and that makes it a little bit harder. Okay, so just think about that. That's why you manipulate colors here, even if it's not the same color when you actually go to cut. Okay, and so I want some words, and I want words that I'm going to cut. Ugh, let me bring this up here. Come over here. Now, again, you can go into your library, and I want a cut style, and I can go in here. They did change the way you can pick words or fonts, so I don't know what's up with that, but I haven't really played with it. I'm still doing it the old school way. And I am, see, this looks different already, and it's kind of annoying. Let's see here. This should be filters here, right? Yeah. So, oh, see, kerned is already off, which is great. Before, kerned was on and it was hard to find your own thing, so maybe they listened to people like, hey, that's so silly, I don't understand why you're doing that. So I do want to see my purchased ones though. And the word kerned is already off, so I should be able to see, yeah, everything that I have so far uploaded into Design Space. And I have some really cute fonts, but this is going to be really small too. So I don't know. I always like something cute. Let's see here. Oh, this one's adorable, but to make those little circle cuts, it's going to look really bad on the sizing that I'm doing. Let's try this one. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I want to do the word love. And of course it can be all whatever. The capitals or whatever you want. Because see, this is going to be small, isn't it? So let's do capitals. Hold on. Okay. And honestly, the sizing isn't bad already. Because look how it looks. It does take up quite a bit of the space though. So let's just shrink them a little bit. And now I have a little banner that I can make that has the word love. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe I'll make them a little bit smaller. And so we have our score line. If you don't have a Cricut, a larger machine, you don't have a Joy, don't put the score line. You can score it on your own when after you're cutting it. So that's just another little project I was thinking about including. Maybe I'll cut it just to show you guys what that might look like. What I was thinking about hearts is like if you just want to put some shapes on your little banner, maybe I could do 5 banners, and then maybe one of them has like, or 6, right? Ooh, if we did 6, it had a little heart and a little heart. That might be cute. And you can also cut these into your paper. Like if you wanted to cut into it, I would just have attached those, or not attach them, but slice them. And then you'll have a little heart cut out. That is so cute. Okay, let's try doing 6 of these guys. So we have banners that have hearts, the word love, and that's another handmade item. It's just something cute, like a little decoration. And I've shown in the past how you can do that and put them inside of a card, and it looks really cute. But so now we have this, and we'll have, I was going to say that one's going to be in the back, isn't it? Bring to front. And then the words LOVE on each one, right? And then you put some twine or whatever to stick those on. That's cute. Okay, well, let's do that. And so all I need to do is cut. And I do want just some basic small hearts, though, for my rosettes. So I might just cut them from here instead of going to look for dies or whatever I have. So let's get some hearts going. And, of course, my rosette's going to be like 1.5 inch or smaller. Let's see. A 1-inch heart. Yeah, and I'm just going to cut a few of those, probably 3 rosettes, possibly. I don't know how many are going to be in each thing. So the reason I'm duplicating things now and not just saying when I go to make it, like, okay, make 10 of them, because I only want, like, let's say I want 3 of this and I want 3 of this, but I want 4 of this one and I want 5 of this one. Like, they're all different numbers, So usually what I do if I know I want multiples, that isn't really what I'm just going to ask for, like as far as the groupings of things cut, I'll just duplicate them here. So if I know I want 5 of these, I'll duplicate it 5 times. And then when I go to make it, I'll just say 2, like 2 sets of everything, because I want 2 sets, right, to go in each box. I need 2 sets. So I hope that makes sense. Just because if this was exactly, I'm only going to include 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 in each thing, I would just go make it. I'll show you right now. And for any material, and I would say apply 2, right? So apply, but I want more than just 2 of like the hearts and like these other things. So it's better to go back to your canvas and have said that you want, the 5 of this. Let's say 3 of this. So I want 6. So duplicate it. It doesn't matter where they are on here. If you want these a different color than this stuff, you definitely want to change that up, right? Because it's going to cut everything that's black on the same mat. So like this, the word love, I probably change it to one of the other red colors I've been using. And then these guys, I'd highlight that and I'd duplicate that. I think probably 3 will fit nicely. So that, again, I'll want 6 of those. So that's 6. These can be done in a set of 2. This would be a set of 2. More hearts. Oh, I already did those. Okay, silly. Okay, I would want a set of 3 of those. So duplicate 2 more times. These guys probably 2 more times. This one 2 more times. This one probably not at all. I'll cut one and see what it looks like. This guy also, maybe 2. I don't know how those are going to fit. So let's just say 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so now when I go to make it, I'll still say for any material, and I'll apply 2 sets, but see, it's already going to want to cut 2. So now I have the 4 keys. I have those things just in case I want to try it out. I have the backgrounds for the keys and locks, all these different things. And so now I have it set up so it's going to cut exactly how many I want, and I don't have to like keep messing with it. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, well, I'm gonna go and do some cutting. Alright, it looks a little bit crazy, but while things are cutting, I came across this little guy. Oh my gosh, I missed this. It's a cute little cameo set I had picked up on Ecstasy Crafts, and it punches the little cameo. You guys remember that? It makes like the little center, and then I have these little background dies that go with it, so it makes like a little cameo. I love it. I said that 45 times already, but let's check this out. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut them from like some of this little cream color, and you're supposed to first punch your little cameo shape. Actually, it's, you know, I'll use this side, that's fine. I say this paper's textured, but it should be okay. So let me punch this guy out. Generally, you don't punch it in the air. And then you place it in here, and this pushes into this area. I know this paper in the background is not making this easy to look at. And you give it a really good squish, basically. Again, like a punch, and I would definitely do this on the table. But there you go. And on the other side, it's just like a little cameo look. Oh my gosh. You guys, you have to really use your imagination. And then with these little guys, I'll just cut out some background piece that then this goes on, and it looks like a little cameo. Oh my gosh, cutest. Oh my gosh, look at that. And then the little cameo, adorable. You know, while I'm working on some stuff, I do want to show you, if you want to make everything on your Cricut design space like the same color, because you don't want to sit here and switch out mats and all this kind of stuff, what you can do is what we used to call a quilt. And I can show you what that looks like in the next little clip here, even though it was from what I was working on before. It wasn't from this project, but you can see. So you can just make everything white or make everything black. And then when you go to your design space, when you go to cut, there's a little area that says edit. And you can click on that under your mat, like on the left side. I don't know if I can show it to you right now. It's not a voiceover, it's just I'm showing you my mat in the next clip here. So here, before we did this, I could have clicked edit, and I can move things around, right? Like on here, I can move this, take it somewhere else. So you can move things where you want it, and then just put in a piece of paper of that color in that area. Now it gets a little trickier if you're using heavyweight and lightweight papers. I would just say set your paper to cut the heaviest weight, and it's going to cut a couple times, probably a couple passes on your lightweight paper. That's not the biggest deal. And then everything gets cut at once, or close to at once, depending on your project, right? So we used to call it a paper quilt, basically. So I'll show you what that looks like, and that's just how you get it done. And then you say cut, you know, and it'll cut in the different spaces, just like it was going to cut, because you manipulated where the items should go, and they're all on one sheet when you see it, because they were all the same color when you said to go cut, right? Even though you are putting different colors of paper in different quadrants. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. I don't know where I'll splice this in, but I just want to show you, you know, the other day I had designed that little snowman, and I forgot I wanted one more for the crossing guard to put a little gift card in, and plus little hot chocolate stuff. This is something I do. I'll set everything to be white, so when you go to cut, everything will be white, and then you can, under the edit, you know, on the left side of the Cricut screen there, the Cricut design space, you can move things around. So I give myself plenty of room. So like this guy's on a 5x5.5 piece of paper. This one's on like 3x4. This one's over here. And I just do what I call a little, look at this one, how close that was, a little quilt of colors, and then just set everything where you want, and then send it to cut, you know, and everything cuts on one page at one time, you know. Just something I used to do a long time ago. I guess we all used to do on the Cricut with like our Gypsy, or just if you had your expressions, you knew where things were going to cut, because it would show you. I think it was expressions, I can't remember. Once I started getting a little screen, it kind of showed you where things were, and you can manipulate things that way. And back in those days, it didn't really matter. Again, I mean, again, you would set them all the same or whatever, and you would just do a little quilt of colors, and now everything's basically cut. You know how I was like, oh, the score line is just past whatever I was doing. This is something Cricut came up with. This is their design. I didn't do this. And look at how the score line is way out. Anyway, all right, I'll keep working. Envelopes going. So Cricut has a way of cutting that looks really rough. You know how a die rounds out things, and Cricut just looks like really harsh, you know, the edge. So I'm actually folding these inside, which I normally don't. Like if that was a score line, I would fold it the other direction. Oh, that does not sound good. Okay, the paper got crinkly on my Cricut mat, so I just paused it. I'm going to have to redo that one. And then this guy in. And normally I would, like I said, fold it the other way, but I just think with that rough cut, it looks better this way. Anyway, all right, I'll keep working. A lot of times I like to pair things up as I'm going along, you know, working on them. But I have my little banners here. Oh, there's a lot of them. And okay, let's just pretend we have those 3 or whatever for now. They do have the little score lines. We can just fold it in half. And again, we created this basically from scratch. So there's that. And then each one was going to have a heart, right? And so our little heart. And the word love, right? So I'll just fold them in half. And there's my little L. So let's take a moment to actually build those up and see where that needs to go. I did make them a little bit larger so you can really see the lettering. There's my L, heart, L-O-V-E, right? So it's going to be a cute little banner, and I'll put that together, and then we'll put the banner itself together in just a minute, okay? But I'll keep working. I've done this with you guys. It felt so nice to just take these off and look at all these little bows. Oh my gosh. Again, I think that's from like an Anna Griffin cartridge. I don't even know. It's just something I've had for a long time. But, all right. Well, actually, I'll show you how to put these together. I'll be back. So while it's still cutting to make our little bows, we need these guys and one of the centers. Now, this is thicker paper, so that's kind of a bummer. I probably should have gone with something thinner, but that's okay. So I like to give them a little bit of a zhuzh just to start rounding them out so they don't just crunch, but they might, you know, flatten out in the center there. So I usually do this part first and just collect this. It looks like they're going to meet in the center, both of them, so I'm just going to do that. Sometimes if you look at the die, it looks like it should go out towards the bow or like this area, but these guys meet right in the center, so I'm going to hold them both at the same time. Why waste time? I'll be back. Finish cutting. That was a lot. So on this guy, I'm just going to put a little glue. I like to face the junction down just so that you know it's not showing as much. So I would just take that and I'll put it like this. And I did make 4 for each box, so I think that'll be enough. I'm going to hold that for a little bit too. How cute. And I'll be right back. And then we have this guy, and what I'm going to do is kind of round it out a little bit. And I usually start in the back, so I'll put a little glue. Since this is such a small bow, I like to use hot glue a lot of times, but you know, this is a tiny guy. We don't need that, or at least I don't want to use that. And then let that set up a little bit. Bring it around the front, just being gentle with it. Kind of why I curved it, not so much for it to curve, but so that you can manipulate the paper a little better, like breaking up the fibers of the paper, you know. Okay, I'll hold that for a little while longer. See, it's still not set up. And bring it around here. And then I'll hold that down too. Oop. Just making it. So I'll hold that down. I'll be back. Okay, and there is one little bow made, and they should fit in there, and I think 4 will probably fit really nicely, so I did cut 4 for each, and there we go. Oh, this little hand thing, how funny. You know, you can see where things are placed, and I was like, ooh, it's like right after 8, and it does 8.5 inches wide, and look at that. But you know, Cricut doesn't usually cut right in the first like 1/8 of an inch, so if you want to move your paper, if you're really trying to maximize paper, you can definitely move it over. I don't know why they do that, but that's how it is. Okay, so with these little heart hands things, it's like a little note card. Oh, and you know why that, remember I showed you guys earlier that the score line was totally across? I don't know who designed that or what they were thinking, but the score line went with both things, obviously, because we're scoring both. But when I moved this away to manipulate that bottom layer, the score line went with the hand and didn't stay with that guy. So then I had to create another score line just to stick it to this one and attach it. So, you know, some of these designs are super old. Again, the reason I'm doing it the way I did is I folded it. I didn't glue it down, then fold them together, because you would get a buckle and it would look really bad, just like when you do a pop-up and it doesn't look that great. So I folded the one, folded the other, and that's my little note. And I was going to say it better fit in here because that's supposedly how it's designed, but who knows if it's meant to actually close. That's the other thing, but it looks like it closes right on there. A little scary, not going to lie. Look, Cricket, what are you doing? Anyway, I'll probably have these folded. It's meant to be something where you look at it and maybe you have it on your card and it's already out like this, you know what I'm saying? So, this is what it seems like. So when I place this, I'll probably place them together because that way I can get this in the case, otherwise it won't fit with this just being open, right? So we have those guys. Let me finish up a couple things and then we'll put this guy together. But basically on this, actually, you know, we'll just do it now. I'm just going to go through and just stick them down. Now, again, I don't know if this is 100% going to fit in my project, in my little box. I think it will. It's pretty big. So if you want to make it mini, you can definitely make mini. So you see, I just put glue. You can glue down this little string too, but if you can leave it some give, the person can manipulate it, so that's kind of nice to leave that open. So I'll leave a little space. I'm not sure why I put glue first this time, but you know. Leave yourself a little bit of space between letters. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to go along and gluing them on. And I'll be back. Looks like there's all kinds of stuff here, isn't there? I don't know why I cut out these tons of hearts. I know they're for the rosette, but I guess in my mind that I was going to do like 3 or 4 rosettes in each box, but that's not going to work out. So that's fine. I'm going to finish my little bows. This guy, I just finished that up, so all I'm going to do is just cut it off. Like here. And that way if the person wants to make like a little thing, they can do that, like a little bow at the end or whatever. And this should theoretically fit in one of those spaces, right? So we will see. But we have a little banner that's super cute. Let me finish gluing these other things together. I'll get my hot glue gun going because we got to finish up our rosettes. And I'll be right back. My glue gun was heating up. I was just finishing up some of these guys. Again, I'll probably make 4. I think that'll work. And since I have some of these hearts, I didn't mean to make so many, but there we go. I'll use one as the base. I'll usually do a circle base. And I did trim down that larger rosette so it'd be a little smaller, you know. So let's see if we can get this done in a way, because I'm using a heart base, which is not typical. So let's put some hot glue. This guy's already kind of trained up to kind of go in here. I just need it to stick to something, so it doesn't matter what shape the back is. And we kind of take a look and make sure everything looks nice, cute. Or pleats. Again, they're more like pleats than they are rosette, which I think is actually pretty cute. We're good there. Okay. I'm gonna hold that for a second, and then I'm gonna top it with another heart. And then I have some other, well, I already had another heart here. Some other cute things I want to play on that with. So let's say, just trying to see what I'm doing here. I'm still gonna put this heart right in the center. Ooh, look how the paper turned like orange because of the heat. Isn't that weird? It'll go back, but it's just, that's what happens. Okay, I'm gonna do the second one, okay? I'll be right back. And funny enough, I kept all the little like hearts that were cut out from like my keys and different things, so you can end up decorating, you know, here and there with those guys. And I have, oh, okay, I opened right to it. So this is a pack of stickers I had picked up last season, and whatever works as far as the sizing, I think will be cute. Aww. Now let me think, do I want to go with just this? I suppose so. I was gonna say I can probably stick something cute back behind there, but I don't know what that would be. Hold on, maybe some of these little, look how tiny these are, they're like impossibly small. That would be cute, so let me put some of those down first. Let's see here. A little something there, maybe a little something here. Actually, I have this one's silver. Why not? And then this one's a little white one. Just to kind of break up the red. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Okay, and I'll decorate the second one in a very similar way. So let's bring back one of our boxes. So I do have a little bit of work to do, right? I gotta finish up that last bow and then make my rosettes for the second one, but everything else is pretty much cut at the same time. So let's bring this guy back. and see what makes sense. Putting this in here. So I have my little envelopes. I don't know if they, oh, how cute. Okay. Oh. My little love notes. Maybe I should squish that down. These guys want to fight me. That's okay. Alright. Oh my goodness. Oh, and they fit in there so cute. Okay, so there's that. And then I do have this little guy, our little banner, which maybe I'll just put like somewhere else. And like I said, I was debating making this one or if I was even going to keep it because I have so many other things. Like you guys, I'm already maxed out. Okay, we have a rosette that fits in there perfectly. Again, I probably get 2 in there. I don't know if I can get 3, so that was good. And then my little bows that need to be by themselves, and I still have hearts and lockets and all these other things. So let me see. Maybe we do 3 bows. Remember how I have that divider? I'm not going to do that because then they're going to squish the bows, but in that same spot, I think I can put these other pieces. And actually, I can put them wherever. So I have all these other cute die cuts. Again, little lovebird there, and a little dove with like a little heart and hands, which can definitely probably go in here actually. Let's see. Ooh, where's my dove? How does he fit the best? Oh yeah. Actually, those guys fit in there nicely. I'm afraid for my little dove, so I want to make sure before I close it that he's in there situated nicely. And then we have the hearts and lockets. So, or like these little locks. This one goes with this one. I guess that's how I paired it up. And this one has this guy. I meant to make 2 for each. So I do have 3 of this one. Maybe we'll still include them. Oh my gosh, and again, they fit just perfectly. And then I have my little cameos, which I just cannot not include. How cute are those? Look how cute these turned out. They are just adorable. I suppose they can go in here. Kind of rather keep them somewhere. Maybe we'll put them there for now. And then these 3 guys. Yeah, I think that's it. If I put a 4th, it's just too much. Okay, so that is my box. Well curated. I hope you guys like that. It's so funny. I took the time to make this banner and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to use it, but that looks so cute. I mean, and you can design it however you like. I was thinking the diamond press, right? Pennants would work really well for that. Or banner dies. So we have our little love notes. I have my little rosettes. I have my little love banner, and then some, you know, the little cameo extra things, die cuts. Again, layered up. Yeah, so layered up, like more than 1 layer, you know. Like you saw these guys, it's just the 2 layers. I made an outline shadow for that. If you have dies that do the 2 layers, put both layers, guys. It just gives them an oomph, and, you know, it took a little more time. So take them more time instead of cutting out 100 single layer things. You know, maybe you do 5 double layered things or whatever. So it, you know, just take your time and do what you like to do. So 4 handmade items. The rest of the 8 are super store-bought. Do not alter these in any way. Again, no party favors, no candies, no nothing that has to do with like paper crafting. That doesn't have to do with paper crafting in here. You know what I'm saying? That could be your gift, like I said, or something else. So yeah, so that is it. So let me see. Is this one completely done? Let me make sure that my little guys aren't going to get crushed when I close this, because I might have to just lay them down underneath. And then I think that's it. So I'll show you how I would package it up. Oh, I do have some other things to put in here, but that's okay. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So I have these bags. I get these on Amazon. I always have them leak whenever I do a swap because they work really well. They've been working for all these different swaps. So again, I like to put my card underneath for whatever reason. I just feel like it's protected that way. So we have all our stuff, our little treat I'm going to put on top, and that's just how it's going to work for me. And let's see, let's go this way. I'll probably pop in the treat after I put this in. Everything obviously doesn't have to go in at once, so I can put my card in separately, which I guess is what I'll do. And these 2 things can just go together, and then this can go on top if you want. A lot of times that's how I package it. If it fits inside, that'd be great. I would prefer you don't smash your swap. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, you know, that's fine too. I think I can probably get in there, but I'm not going to fight it. So I would close that up. It has a little sticky tape. And then these 2 things will go into the flat rate padded envelope pretty easily, okay? I know I didn't bring one out because I didn't go out to the garage, but again, the stuff that's in here is very flat, so this is not a big deal to go into that flat rate padded envelope. Please make sure what you're sending in will fit in it comfortably, right? We don't want to like really smash it in there. Although this is sturdy, but you know, you don't want to mess up your little work and stuff. So just whatever you send in, make sure it's not too thick to go into that envelope. Again, it's 9.5 inches tall by 12.5 inches wide. But you might think, oh, this is only 6.5 inches tall or wide, you know, so you have like 3 inches to play with. Not really, because when you put it in there, this, just like in this envelope, it's been taken up, right? It's like an inch taller, an inch down here, so you've already taken 2 inches away or whatever, you know, maybe an inch and a half. So you can't do the math that way, but what I'm saying is just make sure it's not too bulky that it won't fit in there. Okay, guys? Have fun. This was really fun. I'm just going to finish mine up and I'll be done. So all I'm doing is waiting for you all to send yours in. So that's really great. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have email in the description box if it's not full yet. Like I said, this I expected it wasn't going to get full. You know, I'm talking about like close to 60 because not everybody has these cases, and this is just basically a swap for you gals, because earlier, you know, I was doing them all the time and I know you guys stocked up on them, so this is a way to use them up, and then we'll move forward with other swaps, right? So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.